The number one success crippler. What is it? You ever wondered if something's crippling your success outside of yourself? Have you ever caught yourself going on Insta, right? You see people sharing their lifestyles and all that kind of stuff, right? Sharing their yacht purchase, how they're spending money on a night out, wearing all these fancy clothes, like a Mind, Money and Business t-shirt, lavish restaurants and all that kind of stuff. Pictures in front of cars. You see someone who's always out somewhere really nice. And we can start comparing ourselves to these people. You might look at people that are of a similar age as you, and they're showing off, flaunting all this lifestyle. And guess what? Most of it's probably not even theirs. Most of it's probably rented. There's so many filters. I see this website where you can actually go in and hire like a studio, and it actually looks like a jet. And it's not even a jet. It's inside a studio, and it's got some jet seats in there. The background looks like it's a jet, but it's not. So people are going in there and counting cash, pretending they're traveling, changing clothes and doing it at different times, taking pictures, selfies and stuff, like fake wine, fake champagne. And you look at them and think, fuck. And then you see them do it again somewhere else. You see them like outside Louis Vuitton. You see them with like LV bags. I've got loads of LV bags in there that I bought stuff and they're empty. So I can walk around London with all these bags and stuff, and people like looking at me, look, that guy's fucking wealthy. Imagine if you went and done a stop and search where you go into like all of these fancy streets, like we've got New Bond Street here, right? You go to some of them places in the States and you see all these people walking around these bags. How many of them, imagine you went up to them, can I just see what's in your bag? And there's nothing in there. There was some jeans from fucking Primark or another low ticket, like a shop. And it makes you think, what the fuck are these people doing? Why am I doing wrong? You start comparing yourself. You start wanting to be like them. And well, in reality, all that's doing, it's making you feel shit. So if you find going on Insta and all these social media platforms, you find yourself comparing yourself to other people, maybe even people that you know, and you start comparing yourself to them, you start looking at them, you start to eye them up, not in a pervy way, but you're looking at them. So what's so special about that person? And you start believing in that person even more than you believe in your own self. So it cripples your belief systems as well. It starts to tarnish your self-image. And the more you compare yourself, the lower your self-image goes, right? If you don't have a strong enough self-image. You know, that feeling of feeling inferior about people, right? About yourself. You feel so inferior next to other certain people. You see them, whatever they're doing, okay? And it makes you feel shit. So you got to stop comparing, because that one thing, comparing somebody in your industry that's doing better than you, you've got to say, hey, listen, it's not serving me well. I'm not going to compare. I'm not even going to look at that person. Maybe you have someone on your stories, someone that you know really well, someone maybe it's in the same industry as you, and you see them crushing it over and over again. They're posting all the lifestyle content out there, and then you're left asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. Not at all. Nothing wrong with you whatsoever. Now, we've got to stop comparing ourselves to other people. We're all on our own journeys. You have your own journey. I have my own journey. I had my path. I've still got another path ahead of me, hopefully, right? Now, I've had lessons that I had to learn. I've been in the shit. People may be looking at me and say, well, it's right for you, Mindy. You've got some money. I'm broke. I can't do this. No. I didn't always have money. You speak to most successful people out there, the self-made millionaires, multi-millionaires, but most of these people are self-made. So how are they self-made? Now, you've got to have a strong enough mindset where you like object everything that's going on, reject, that's the word, reject everything that's going on the outside. You don't get emotionally drawn up in somebody else's game. They're not living your life and you're not living theirs. So you got to stop, say, listen, enough is enough. If someone's making you feel crap, snooze their stories for 30 days, right? Just do it. Only be around people that inspire you. Only be around content that inspires you, that makes you feel good. If something's making you feel crap, cut away from it. Cut away from some of those people that you're hanging about with. Cut away from them. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have people, right, that I don't have them in my life anymore. But people that you hang around, you've been around, and all they do is talk bad of other people, always slagging other people's success off, always not happy with other people. So if you have somebody like that in your life right now, it might be a partner, it might be somebody else. How can you start shifting that? Sometimes when it's your partner, it's a bit different, right? Because you might be married, you might be living together. But if it's a friend, you can not go as often, not speak as often. But when it's your own partner doing that, and you can't control that person, you can try your best, right? So look, why don't we just be happy for people, right? Why should I? That person's, like fucking, we're broke and they're driving around that fucking flash car. Well, just change the topic, change the subject. That's the easiest thing to do, right? When someone's talking about something that you don't want to talk about, just tactically change the topic. Say, oh, are they new shoes? And I've had them ages. I've never really noticed them before. I just like the way they look. Where they're from. Take the conversation elsewhere. I don't want to be around negative people, complainers. Value your energy, value your time. Okay, value your energy, value your time, because that energy that you're in is a frequency. If you're in someone else's energy that's not serving you well, right? They ain't got good intentions for other people or anybody else. Step away from them, because it's gonna rub off on you, right? So you touch somebody's hand, right? You ever had that when you shook somebody's hand or somebody gave you a cuddle? They just drained the whole fucking life out of you, and you just felt ill for the next 10 days. You're feeling drained and exhausted, and you're thinking it's your diet. You're thinking, is this, is that? Is it the moon that's different today? No, it's that person that you just cuddled who's a moaning fuck, right? They don't want to do anything, always like hating on people, because I don't want to be associated with people like that. Step away from that. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Create your own identity. You know, sometimes you see someone who's dressed like really dressed like in a really like well presented, like in a suit, a business suit, a nice tie, real slick looking suit, or maybe it's a woman wearing a dress, or maybe it's a guy wearing a dress, right? And you look at them and your first assumption of that person, this person's ultra successful. Okay, I get asked this question a lot, Mindy. Mindy, is it important how I dress? They say dress for success. But for many years, I used to think like, you know, I need to start dressing a different way. I need to be a certain way. But when I used to put a suit on and a shirt, I felt so fucking uncomfortable. This is why you'd rarely see me in a shirt. I feel like I'm being strangled, right? When you got the tie on, and just I don't feel right. So I don't want to. Sometimes I'll rock up in a wedding, right? I'll have to wear a shirt. But I won't just stay as long, right? Because I'm like a little baby. I'll start crying because I can't wear what I want. I want to wear this. But no, what I'm saying is I don't dress in lots of suits. I own suits, right? I buy suits and I park them up in my wardrobe. I don't wear them because if I wear a suit, I want to wear it with a nice t-shirt underneath. I can't wear it with a shirt and tie. But here's the thing. I don't need to wear a suit to feel successful. Okay, I feel comfortable like I am. You'll always see me. I'm dressed sort of like casual. I'll always have jeans on, maybe some trainers and a t-shirt, right? Maybe some designer clothes because I like designer clothes, but dressing for success, dressing smart, dressing slick. First impressions do count. Absolutely they do. But imagine you met someone for the first time wearing a suit, but that person's a total fucker, a horrible person. Now, what impression is going to stay with you forever? Is it the way they dress, or is it how they treated you? And then you might say it's the way they treated me, and you might associate everyone dressed smart in a suit as a bad person because you label them compared to that one experience that you've had with this person over here. So I don't necessarily believe that it's important, right? I think that it's more important to feel powerful, be in your own skin. This is why you see Mark Zuckerberg. What's he worth? You see like Jeff Bezos. Look at all these people, Elon Musk. You see them wearing like 3-piece suits all the time? All the wealthy people, the wealthy, super wealthy people out there, they just like dress like casual. Right? They don't even like wear designer clothes. I remember seeing a lady on one of them little shorts, right? She's talking about people wear clothes, designer clothes are really broke because successful people, wealthy people don't wear smart clothes. They just wear regular clothes. I'm like, that's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. You know, if you want, look at Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at all them celebrities. They wear Dior and stuff like that, right? They wear nice clothes. Now, here's the thing. They wear designer clothes, right, as well. Why? Because they want to. Because you can. Just because you got something designer on doesn't mean that you're fucking poor. Okay, so stop putting these videos out there, you influencers, telling people just when you see someone dressed in Fendi or fucking Gucci or Louis Vuitton, they're really poor. How can you say that? How can you judge people? Who the fuck are you to judge anyway? Right? They're wearing something because they want to wear something. So let me tell you this. So I see somebody in Louis Vuitton. When I first made a bit of money, when I made my first 26 grand a month, I went to 𝐿𝐉𝐻 and I spent a bit of money, right? There was this guy there. This guy was there and he had like about 30 boxes of trainers, right? He had like fucking, they were just piling them up behind like he's buying donuts. I'm like, fuck. And here's me buying 2-3 different items. Now, you influencers, you tell me that person who's buying all that gear, maybe spending like 200-300 grand in that shop there, maybe 100 grand, 200 grand. Is that person not wealthy? So you're telling me that because that guy's wearing 𝐿𝐉𝐻 down the street or whatever, he's not wealthy. You can't tell how much somebody's worth just because they're wearing a Fendi top or not. You might get someone who like dresses in normal clothes and designer clothes. So yeah, does how you dress really matter? I don't think so. What really matters is how you feel, how it makes you feel. If a certain garment, if you feel good in a suit, then fair play, wear that suit more. If you feel successful in the dress, wear that more versus your tracksuit bombs. Now, if you feel more comfortable in your jeans like I do in the t-shirt, wear that. Don't try to be someone else like you. Don't try to be like what other people, other perception that you perceive of wealth. Do whatever that you feel good in. Okay, now, if I'm going to a wedding, yes, I'm going to dress smart, but some occasions, you might polish up a bit, right? You're not going to turn up to like a formal function wearing your jeans and t-shirt. Obviously, there's different places, right? Different places, settings where you dress differently, right? Accordingly. But in general, every single day, dress what makes you powerful. Don't compare yourself to other people on Instagram. Don't buy something expensive just because your friends brought something expensive, right? Because you just want to fit in. There's so much social pressure on kids these days because they want to be seen in something designer. Oh, I need to take a selfie. I need to take something from my Snapchat. I need to take something in front of this car or that car in front of this building or this fucking yacht there. I want to pursue this lifestyle, this fake ass lifestyle. Okay, stop being fake. Make some fucking money, then do what you want to do. You want to buy a car? You don't need to just take a picture in front of somebody else's car, make it out as yours. All right, bring your own. You got the potential to do whatever you want to do. So don't have that success crippler holding you back. So I hope you found this podcast valuable. Now, if you do know someone that you feel that this podcast would help, they might find it entertaining or something that I said that's an aha moment, please do share it with them. I'd really appreciate that. Right. So I'll see you on the next one. Take care.